Hi guys, this is DJ from the FutureTechTVFam. We have a really special video for you guys today. This is actually our first YouTube upload as a family. We're going to be giving you a walkthrough and tour of our home studio we had built to bring this content to you guys. I'll go through and give you my piece on the equipment we had purchased. My beautiful wife Leah will go through and give you her piece on the equipment we had purchased, and we hope you enjoy. Thanks. Okay, so when talking about equipment, I guess the most logical place to start is the actual computer that's being used to make all this content. We chose the MSI P65 Creator, and I'll explain to you the reasons why. When we're talking about the computer, I guess it's important to touch on the specs. Or not. Now, it is a laptop, but it does have a 9th gen Intel i7 processor, 32 gigs of DDR4, an RTX 2060 graphics card, and a 1 terabyte solid state hard drive with a Teton Glacier architecture. So technically it does have enough graphics processing power to run games and run a stream at the same time. While it can be used primarily as a gaming computer, if that's your intention, the laptop itself is not being marketed that way. And that's important because of the actual look and form factor of the computer itself. So as you can see here, it has a brushed aluminum case and not a typical black case that you see on most gaming laptops. Which was important to us because, as I said, when we bought the laptop, we want to plan on letting our children use it for school, and my wife didn't want it to look like a nerd fiesta when we were going places.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much on the dot.
So beyond the computer, how do you take such cuteness and capture it accurately, right? So the next step we had to think about was what kind of camera did we want to use for our YouTube videos and for our streaming. So on the camera end, we settled on the Sony A5100, mostly because of its versatility. It can be used for photography and videography, so it served the purposes for my streaming, my YouTube creation, and for my wife Leah's venture into photography. Ultimately, we chose the A5100 because of how highly recommended it was on the internet. I'm not going to bore you to death with all the details on how to use the ins and the outs of the camera, but I'll tell you. The flip-up LCD screen was one of the features that made the decision very easy. On top of that, the other feature that was important for my videography and content creation was the clean HDMI out port. You can take an HDMI micro right to a capture card, run it into your computer, and you don't have any of the edit outlays on the outside of your screen that you would normally have when you're just doing a point and shoot. Once we had the camera set up, the next thought process was how do we hold it still? How do we keep it set up for streams and for YouTube content creation? At this point, we decided to go to just Walmart, picked up a cheap video vlogging kit. The essentials. And I'll tell you, it's essential, all right.
It's essentially garbage.
So it came with a few different pieces. There was a tripod that the camera is currently mounted on. There was a boom arm that you can use to mount your light and your shotgun mic that's also included in the kit onto the boom arm and mount that on top of your tripod. So basically you can have your tripod with your camera on top of it, a little microphone, and a light to give you a key light in front of your face. Unfortunately, the quality on this is all absolutely horrendous. On the box, it was marked Essential Vlogging Kit. It might be a little more useful if you're trying to use it for a phone. We have more equipment on order for our home studio here, an actual official professional tripod, lighting to use. We sort of just bought this as an impromptu thing just to be able to do a shoot that night. And I have to say, it served our purposes fairly well for what we were aiming for that night. It's not going to be anything that we can use long term. I did attempt to use it in one of the streams, but the light that it came with was USB rechargeable and it didn't hold a charge, so the lighting was inconsistent. Very bright at first as the video went on, as the stream went along for a couple hours. The light it wouldn't stay bright. So all I can say, it was useful for what we needed it for. We will not be using the Essential Vlogging Kit long term. We will, however, be holding on to it for when we travel. We take family vacations every year. The unit is nice, it's portable. You can put it in a backpack. I can easily carry it around in my wife's purse. And also, if we end up going on any conventions for you guys to provide coverage of BlizzCon, TwitchCon, PAX, which we would love to do, we could take this with us and actually give you coverage from our hotel rooms, which I think would be awesome. Okay, so next thing after video, we got audio. What are you hearing me through right now? What do you think you're hearing me through right now? That was a rhetorical question. The answer is actually the Sudotak ST-800. And since this is our first video as a fam after all uploading for you guys, I'm not going to take for granted that you guys know all about our backgrounds. I went to school for audio engineering. I worked in different studios across Nashville for a little while. I had a project studio out of my own house that I would make, edit, and produce music from for myself and for other people as well. What I'm trying to say is when we get around to talking about audio stuff, it's stuff that I tend to get very excited about. Now, while the Sudotak ST-800 might not be the highest quality microphone I've ever worked with, it doesn't make me any less excited to talk about it. So being a cardioid condenser microphone, what's that mean? It essentially means a cardioid is the type of polar pattern that it has, and it means that it takes all of its sound from the front and rejects some sound from the sides and the back. Those places you can find a cardioid polar pattern response on the box. Sudotak is no different. They provide it for you right there. And condenser is just referring to the type of microphone that it is. There's condensers, there's dynamics, there's booms, there's shotguns, like the little shotgun mic that came with our vlogging kit from earlier. And it just refers to the mechanics of the actual microphone itself. Condensers have a capsules on the end. The diaphragm is circular and inside. They're more sensitive than a dynamic microphone, which is why they're more preferred for studio use. Being that condensers are a little more sensitive, you do have to make sure you're aware of your inputs and output levels, and a lot of people also tend to use pop filters and windscreens. The intention behind a windscreen or a pop filter is, of course, to cut down sibilant sounds, T's, S's, P's, and anything that might actually pop when your sound hits the diaphragm of your microphone. Some people use it just so they have the visual aesthetic on their camera. The mechanics of pop filters and windscreens are nice because, yes, it does protect your source material. And source audio and source video is something that I love to talk about on our Twitch stream Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But ultimately, you can put any mechanics you want to in place on any microphone you want to in place, and you really just have to experiment with it. You can drive yourself absolutely crazy going over the frequency response of every single microphone that you own, and until you actually put your boots to the ground, it's not going to matter. So that's pretty much all I have to say about the Sudotak ST-800. Leah, what do you have to say about it?
Well, other than I don't know anything about microphones, I like the camera way better because he cares about the audio and I care about looking pretty. So as long as they go hand in hand, we're good, right?
Everything she says makes sense to me. But luckily they do go hand in hand because a lot of you content creators out there already realize you have to have good quality audio and good quality video to keep people wanting to come back to consume your content. So say you're a brand new content creator just like we are. You buy all this stuff and you're researching everything online. How do you then get it all to plug into your computer? Well, for us, we went to Amazon and bought a QGeeM USB C HUB so that way we could have more USB ports to plug into. Amazon's also where I picked up the capture card. That way I could be able to get the A5100 to connect over to the computer to transfer this kind of video. All the products that we're using and talking about in this video today will be in links in the description down below. I just want to put this out there in full disclosure. This is day 2 of shooting this video. I apologize that we haven't gotten our light kit in yet, but there's a deadline and I don't want to leave you guys waiting for content. I also want to make sure we take a moment to tell you guys just how much fun we had making this video for you. I get an immense amount of enjoyment out of researching, testing, and reviewing new products. And
I get more back when I get to buy the product for him, so I get to that enjoyment of like doing something and I get to spend his money. So
it's worked out as a win-win for us.
Yeah.
We hope that it's been a win-win for you and that you enjoy our content and want to come back and watch some more.
Yeah.
Okay, so this last part's important. One of the main motivations behind us deciding to make this content for you guys was to bring us closer together as a family, to be able to connect with the different communities across the internet that have similar interests as us and bring you guys in to be part of our family too. To me, the most beautiful thing about the internet and all these online communities that are making is that it's like a collective environment. It's a collective knowledge. So while I might be an audio expert out here and I'm intermediate level as far as the video editing and the video production goes, I know there are a lot of people out there who are higher level skilled than I am. If I am an audio expert, you're a video expert, we can put our knowledge together and we're stronger together as a community than we are as individuals. So come on, join the fam. Welcome to the family. Click the links, follow us on social media. You'll be thankful you did. That'll also be the easiest way for you to keep up on all of our antics. When we're doing family projects, we like to put them on a Twitch stream just so we have people to keep us company. And we also have a TikTok account where we post all of our outtakes and funny videos that we do together. So if you're looking for a laugh, go ahead and follow and keep up with us. We're also pretty active on our Twitter account at FutureTechTVFam, so that way you guys can follow us there. We will notify you whenever we're going to go live for a live stream, and we will retweet any sort of news, reviews, and discussions that are interesting for that day. I want to make sure we acknowledge that this is in the middle of the coronavirus quarantine, so thank you for dealing with our corona cuts. Nobody's been able to get to the barbershop or beauty salon. And another important member of the fam has actually been quarantined out of state with her grandparents. Our oldest daughter's not here to partake in this video right now. I'm really sorry that she can't be here to participate in it. I know she was super excited about us doing this YouTube venture together. She's really excited to meet you guys. I hope you guys are as excited to meet her. We have a lot of really cool projects in the works that I have planned for me and her to do too, so I hope you guys stay tuned for that. I'm also fairly active in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare Warzone community. When they release a patch notes, I will do a compilation video of what's actually in the patch notes and the hidden changes that they've put in that they didn't release to everybody. So if you guys have enjoyed your time here today, please like, subscribe, and click the notification bell so that way you know when our next video is available.